As Africa keeps growing and strives to catch up with the rest of the world in technology and innovation companies are eyeing the continent as a fertile ground to launch their products. I'm joined by Finweek Deputy Editor, that's Anneli Groenewald, to discuss the importance of innovation and how it creates opportunities in Africa. Anneli, thanks so much. Firstly, let's just talk about the trends. What trends have we seen when it comes to innovation?
I think in terms of things that have really taken Africa by storm, so to speak, probably two highlights or exciting ones are, first of all, in the banking sector. I think the banking sector really managed to grasp the potential of digital platforms and using mobile phones to make life easier for consumers. And then another one where tech companies from abroad have made inroads in South Africa and Africa is I think in the travel and tourism industry. So you can look at, for example, a company like Airbnb, which according to Airbnb's CEO, the listings in Africa is doubling annually. So there's definitely a big interest in that.
You mentioned these overseas companies coming into Africa. How have local companies been able to benefit from this new technological advances that are penetrating the African market?
Well, I think first of all, obviously I've mentioned the banking sector,
yes.
but I think the exciting part is the opportunities that it opens up for individuals and consumers. So for example, with Airbnb, you have households now earning an extra income by opening up their house for travelers from abroad. And another good example is obviously Uber, with individuals who struggle to find a job now making a decent living. So yeah, I think that's probably...
If we now talk about innovation, is it fair to say that a company is doomed? If you don't embrace innovation, it's pretty much over for you.
No, I don't think so. I think actually a trend that's happened or developing in the media industry, which is struggling to capitalize capitalize on all the content that's going out digitally. And nobody seems to be able to figure out how to monetize on that content. And I think in South Africa, one of the things that's been happening is that the media companies are kind of waiting for the others to figure it out, and then they can just piggyback on that. The problem with that is that you can get to a position where you wait for somebody else to start up, and then you get Facebook, and you can't compete with that. Similarly with, for example, back to the media example, News 24, you simply can't beat that. So they've got such a huge reader base that it's going to be really difficult for anybody else to now come in and steal their light, so to speak.
So they certainly capitalized on that first
mover
advantage.
I think it's all about being first and not necessarily just sitting and waiting around for other people to come up with ideas.
Anneli, thank you so much coming in and telling us about the innovation trends that we're seeing on the continent. Thanks to Finweek Deputy Editor, that's Anneli Groenewald. We're taking a short break, but when we come back, I'll be joined by a panel of experts to discuss the prospects of investment in South Africa and particularly in the property space. Stay with us.